Right. 14 November 2025, and today is a Friday, and it's one of the biggest news days of the week. And I have to be careful how I go through this because there's so much to cover. So let's quickly go through everything. And today we're starting with a trending story, and that is the sad situation where Vice President of Zimbabwe, Kembo Mohadi, is once again in the news over a woman. And this woman is Anesu Chari. So that is the wife of Prophet Evidence Chari. And he has taken her away. He's now the new partner. You can see it here. So you can see them working together here at Parliament. And she is obviously very much in love, and they're holding hands. However, that is not all. Anesu Chari has announced the divorce from her husband of many, many years. Prophet Chari is a well-known prophet, very close to some very prominent prophets whose names I won't mention. And this is a family that was initially based in South Africa, but then they moved. When they moved to Zimbabwe, they got intertwined with the ZANU-PF system. Initially, he had gone to Botswana, and then he went back to Zimbabwe. And that is when Anesu met Mohadi. Anesu actually met Mohadi through Chari himself. So during the interactions, that is when Anesu met with Mohadi. And Mohadi has taken over and is currently with her almost everywhere where he goes. So this is trending, and you'll be seeing more and more of her. She has announced her divorce on Instagram and said she was doing it for her own safety. So in the past, she has made allegations of physical violence against her husband, Chari, Evidence Chari, the prophet. And this, I've covered it in the past. So you will see her announcement of the divorce on Instagram. And I'm now displaying that divorce announcement, which she made during the week. If you go to Gambakwe.com, you'll be able to see her announcement of the divorce, which she says, "Beloved friends and family, it is with a heavy heart that I write to you. I want to address the rumors about my marriage and share an important update with honesty. Evidence Chari and I have been separated for over a year now, and our divorce is currently being finalized." So she did this after those pictures with Kembo Mohadi came out. So Kembo Mohadi currently the new husband. So that is what it is, and it's unfortunate that I have to talk about this story. I don't like talking about people that I talk to, and unfortunately, this is what it is. Anesu Chari has moved on with Kembo Mohadi. So every night you'll be hearing, "Anesu Uripi." Anesu Uripi, we are good. Anesu Chari Aenda na Mohadi. So that is what it is. And let's see how it goes. Then let's go to other news. And I'm going to start with my most favorite president in the whole of Africa. I've got two favorite presidents, Dumaboko and Hakainde Hichilema. So today, within a few hours, President Hakainde Hichilema is going to arrive in Zimbabwe for the first time. So for the very first time, you are going to see President Hakainde Hichilema in Zimbabwe. I'm trying to look for a picture, a nice picture of President Hakainde Hichilema with Mnangagwa. So let's see if I can find one. That is going to happen today. We're going to see this amazing picture. Mnangagwa is starting to look good. I don't know what's happening. Ever since the Tanzanian situation, Mnangagwa is starting to look good. He's enjoying his time. his last few years as president of Zimbabwe. Mnangagwa will be leaving office in 2028, and President Hakainde Hichilema is going to come to Zimbabwe today to finalize the BNC Binational Commission. That is a set of agreements between Zambia and Zimbabwe. What an amazing day. We're going to see President Hakainde Hichilema. Yesterday, he did have a meeting with Wicknell Chivhayo. So Wicknell has said to me, Gambakwe, tokupa here yako mota. Guys, if you want me to get a car from Wicknell, say yes in the comments. Should I take it or should I not? Kwanza na Wicknell, Gambakwe tokupa here yako mota. So WhatsApp me. In fact, say yes in the comments if you want me to take it. Say no if you don't want me to take it. So that is Wicknell with my favorite president over here. Sorry, not that one. Over here, President Hakainde Hichilema with Wicknell Chivhayo. And ZANU-PF has made a statement regarding Wicknell, why he was not allowed to go into the meeting with Dangote. So on Instagram, they've said that it's not every person that gets to meet someone like Dangote and take pictures. So it is true that Wicknell was not allowed to go into the meeting with Dangote, and ZANU-PF has made an announcement to that effect, that he was not allowed to go into that meeting. But he did go to Zambia. As you are aware, Dangote also went to Zambia. So you never know what is going to happen. There is so much happening in our region. And all I can say is, at the end of this stream, I'll obviously come back and say what I think about what needs to be done to make Zimbabwe even better. Then let's go to young Robert Mugabe Jr. So yesterday, Robert Mugabe Jr. appeared in court. He was convicted and sentenced to 6 months in jail with hard labor. Personally, Robert Mugabe Jr. 6 months in jail, but he was also given the option of a fine. So you'll be able to see young Robert Mugabe Jr., single father of 2. That is what got him to escape, because he told the judge that he's a single father of 2. So he's going to be able to pay a fine of $300. He admitted to having these drugs, had drugs on him. And yet, the son of Philip Chiangwa is still in jail. So he's still in jail. So he's very lucky, because Mnangagwa likes this young man. And this young man is loved by Mnangagwa. That is why he's getting away with all this. Otherwise, he was going to be in jail right now as we speak. Then, in terms of other news, a serial fraudster, Dumisani Mankunzini, is trending. This is after he conned a woman from Malawi, Anesu, of $28,000 after promising to send her overseas, and kept taking money from her until he has taken $28,000. However, she withdrew the charges this week and he walked free. If you go to Gambakwe.com, you will see all the frauds that is committed. I interviewed him here on Gambakwe after he committed a fraud in South Africa. He has done frauds in South Africa, in Zimbabwe, and Botswana, and yet he keeps getting away with it. So he has gotten away with yet another fraud in Bulawayo. Right. I think that covers most of the smaller stories. Let's go to business, and then we'll go to the newspapers. We're going to start with my favorite MP. So the MP of Kariba is becoming one of the most interesting MPs ever. So let us clap hands for her. Mutsa Mrombedzi. She's doing very well. She is showing up a lot, and that is amazing. So she's been talking about the trains. You can go and check it out. Follow her on Twitter. She's doing very, very well. That is the MP of Kariba, talking about what needs to be done with the trains and how much it needs to cost, how our country needs to be connected. She's amazing. She's doing very well. Go and watch the video that she did yesterday. And I hope that the Parliament of Zimbabwe gets better and better. because we need more young people in that parliament who contribute and who talk. So amazing stuff. And then in South Africa today, we've got massive developments. And listen very, very carefully to what I'm going to say next. You will make so much money from what I'm telling you right now. Discovery Bank, one of the digital banks in South Africa, has launched a crypto facility on their app. So you'll be able to buy 50 crypto assets. That is Bitcoin and all the other assets on their app. And Discovery is one of the biggest like digital banks, very secure, medical aid, they've got wellness, now they've got crypto, they also have a bank. So from December, you will now be able to go on your app and buy crypto. So many of you have been left out because you didn't know how to connect to platforms like Luno. But now you'll be able to go to Discovery Bank and buy on the app. And that is amazing because one day you'll be sleeping and your 100,000 just doubles and becomes 200,000. So Discovery Bank, good job, because now they've brought crypto to the masses. So the majority of South Africans who didn't know how to buy crypto, all you need to do is open your bank account at Discovery Bank and you'll be able to buy crypto. I do bank there. One of my smaller bank accounts, which has got like 2 cents or 2 rands, is over there, and I'll be starting to add money here in December so that I can have crypto. Crypto is amazing, guys. I didn't know how to buy. I was buying on Luno, but now I'll be buying directly on Discovery Bank. Amazing stuff. This is innovation. I like it. And then in terms of listings, today we've got one of the biggest and most anticipated listings in South Africa. In fact, it's the IPO. Is being launched today, or was launched yesterday. 13 was yesterday, right? Cell C is having their IPO, and then they'll be listing by the end of the month. So Cell C has already announced, and they are having the IPO. Then after the IPO, they're going to list on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, and it is an anticipated listing because, as you know, we got MTN and Vodacom and Telkom on the JSE. Now we've got another listing, which is going to be done on the 27th of November. So this is money. Make money make sense. Make money make sense. That is amazing. If you are able to look forward to this, but for me, the best way to make it is crypto. I like crypto. The Johannesburg Stock Exchange has been skyrocketing because the South African economy has died. It's dead. So what people are doing, they're taking their money, they're putting it on the stock exchange. Every single day we wake up, the Johannesburg Stock Exchange is going to a new all-time high. And the rand is gaining value. That is because of the rand, the gold. So gold is doing so well. Every country with gold that have a currency is doing very, very well. So right now, the rand is below 17 for the first time in 2 years. So that is amazing. And as I said, the South African economy itself is dead. There's no production. So what do people do? If he gets 1 billion, he puts it into shares, and then after a few weeks, he takes out 1.5 billion. So that is what they're doing right now. Speculation is rife in South Africa right now. And then Sheba Shakes, one of the most popular artists in South Africa, has appeared in court yesterday and has been remanded in custody. That is after he shot a man in a road rage incident that I told you about last week. So he shot a man at Polokwane, and he is now in jail. He's in jail at Polokwane, and is only going to come back, I believe, on the 17th of November. This is the most popular artist in South Africa. There is no one as popular as this guy. He sells millions and millions of records, and his bank balance, if you see it, you're gonna cry. He's got so much money. Right. Then in other news, big news for South Africa. Like South African media, they are going to be swimming in money. I wish I was also one of the mainstream media in South Africa. Google and YouTube have agreed to pay South African media houses 688 million as a compensation for the loss of revenue due to digitalization. So because of so much digitalization, South African media has been closing, and yesterday a deal was reached between Google, YouTube, and the South African government, where companies like SABC, big newspapers which have lost revenue, and digital media are going to be paid 688 million in cash, and then there'll be other setups which are going to be put in place for media so that they can capacitate them and get them ready for the new digital space. So 688 million coming to South African media in cash. That is amazing, and I like it. And then let's see what Zhou Ding did. So the Chinese ambassador to Zimbabwe, Zhou Ding, is one of the most visible ambassadors in Zimbabwe. So China is trying to get into the rail sector of Zimbabwe, and they've yesterday met with Jacob Mudenda at the ZANU-PF, and that is Zhou Ding over the ambassador, Zhou Ding, Sekuru Zhou. That is one of the most visible ambassadors in Zimbabwe. I don't know how he does it. He goes out a lot, and he does a lot. So that is it. They met yesterday, and I don't know what else they agreed over there. So as I said, today is a very important day. President Hakainde Hichilema is not a man who just does things without thinking. Coming to Zimbabwe was a well-considered decision, and it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens today. I'll be watching it like a hawk. As you know, I like President Hakainde Hichilema a lot. I think the people I like is President Hakainde Hichilema, President Maboko, and then there is someone that I like that I won't mention because those one are a phone call. So the Gambakwe, why do you like that person? So let's go to the newspapers. I'm gonna be very quick today. I've got so many newspapers to look at. Let's start with our newspaper that we read a lot. That is H Metro. H Metro, I like it. So let's see what's in H Metro today. I haven't had a chance, guys, to look at any of these newspapers. I've been so busy. I traveled yesterday. What a waste of my time to go to Johannesburg and waste my time. I will never do it again. I will never attend any of these court cases again. They waste my time, and the guys are ungrateful. Personal, broker. Go to hell. Leave me to deal with my demons. Who is this? That is, I'm not a drug addict, and I don't need rehab. That is Tererai after she appeared seeing like a zombie. So now she's saying she's not a drug addict, but I can tell you that she's a drug addict. After what I saw, it was terrible and shocking. Sad. And then Reverend's tragic death. So United Methodist Church has once again been plunged into mourning after Reverend Oswald Kaseke died in a car accident. This church is losing so many pastors. Something's wrong here. So I think we have to find out Kutivakaita say, because they're losing so many pastors. UMC, and then remember one of the pastors died on the stage. Robert Mugabe Jr. story is out there. And then let's see Harare to Bulawayo. Guys, this is amazing. When I come to Bulawayo, I won't drive. $100 to Bulawayo, which is this airline. Air Zimbabwe, good job. So Air Zimbabwe, good job. If you're in Bulawayo, you go to Harare for $100. This is what we've been waiting for. My first flight in Zimbabwe was on Air Zimbabwe. So I flew from Harare. I used to go and do work in Bulawayo in the morning. I do work at Trust Bank. I used to work for Trust Bank. I'll go there and do work. I literally set up the branches You see, Trust Bank was not existent. I set up the IT of Trust Bank from scratch. When I walk in the server room, there's nothing. I go in there, I put the server there, I put the network there. That was amazing, guys. I used to fly to Bulawayo in the morning, and by evening, I'll be at my house at Windsor Park, at Rua. I'll be settled. Zimbabwe used to fly 2 flights, and now I see that they're back to $100. This is very cheap. It's like Cape Town. When you guys see me driving, you flying Cape Town, Johannesburg. Sometimes I get a flight for 600 rands, sometimes 800 rands. If I use Lanseria, it's very cheap. So amazing stuff. What these guys are doing. Did I display this for you guys? I'm sorry about that. So this is the flight. So Air Zimbabwe is introducing $100 flight between Harare and Bulawayo. You can literally have your wife in Bulawayo and your girlfriend in Harare. Right. I think that is amazing. And then let's see Teach Matas. This man is amazing. We are seeing Teach Matas' wife for the first time. Is this his wife? Oh no, that's not his wife. So birthday girl, events management guru, Wanisai Mawindo Mutandwa, seen here in the company of legendary Teach Matas, celebrated her birthday in South Africa. So I don't know what is the point of my Teach Matas grabbing her like this, but she is being grabbed tightly by Teach Matas. I almost thought it was a wife. When I first saw this picture, I thought Teach Matas was married to this woman. But I've never seen Teach Matas' wife. I don't want to lie to you. Ever since I've known Teach, I've never seen his wife. So let me tell you a story. When I was young, very young, I was friends with Teach Matas' sister. So that was amazing. I don't know what has happened to her, but it's been long time. So I was very close friends to Teach Matas' sister. So it's amazing to see him right here with Mawindo. So I don't know what Mawindo does, but I know I've heard that name quite a number of times. So go check out the H Metro newspaper. So much to cover here. There is no time for me to cover this newspaper. I believe that Mkoma wangu Robson Sharuko is still the editor here, but they are doing so well. Go check it out. And then let's go to Manica Post. Manica Post publishes on a Friday. Let's see what is in Manica Post newspaper. Zimbabwe is amazing. Zimbabwe is one of the biggest news countries in the world. In fact, if you read the Zimbabwe newspapers, they often have more stuff than the South African newspapers. And that is amazing. Not yet published, still sleeping in the Eastern Highlands. They sleep Kumakomoyo. And then let's go to the Chronicle newspaper of Zimbabwe. Chronicle Zimbabwe. Let's see what's in Chronicle Zimbabwe. All right, there's 2 on yesterday's newspaper. So said. Let's go to Herald. Herald Zimbabwe, you must not disappoint me. You must have published by now. That is so sad to see that the Herald is not published soon after Dangote left Zimbabwe. We need to know more about the stuff that is happening over there. So we don't have Herald, we don't have Chronicle, we don't have Manica Post. What else do we look at right now? Let me think harder. Let's go to Botswana and see what is in Botswana. I'm going to go to Botswana soon. I did write a proposal for the Invest Botswana, and I want to see if they saw it. We've got a big plan for Botswana. Botswana is going to do well, but they can't do well without a change of plan. So there's only one newspaper here which is published today. It says Boko's X swings towards female heads. So this is change is coming. So President Boko, shake-up pushes women out of power. President under fire for removing women executives. So these are all the fired female executives of Botswana. And then let's look at Commissioner General sacked. So the Commissioner General has been sacked by Boko. He is firing them left, right, and center. Remember, when he got into office, he didn't fire anyone. I believe he should have fired everybody when he entered, like what President Dumaboko did. So when President Hakainde Hichilema got in office, he fired the whole military structure. He fired everybody at the top, including the judges. That is why you saw Zambia doing so well. And then let's see how the house always wins. Botswana's disposable incomes. So Botswana's prices are going up. And when I was in Botswana last time, I showed you what's happening with the prices. And many Botswana are leaving to go to foreign countries. So that is one of the things that is happening in Botswana right now. Then let's quickly look at the B Metro newspaper while we are waiting for the other newspapers to show up. In fact, let's go to South Africa because there's a number of newspapers I haven't looked at over there. The B Metro is only leading with a few stories. They don't have much today. They don't even have that advert of Bulawayo to Harare for $100. Guys, that's the cheapest flight. If you want to travel between Harare and Bulawayo, that is an amazing offer. So let's look at the Sowetan. Right, the Sowetan is saying under siege. It's leading with all the young men that have been killed recently. And then let's go to the Star newspaper. The Star is this newspaper here. It publishes twice a day. The only newspaper in Southern Africa that publishes twice a day. Morning edition and evening edition. Right. So China has opened a new center, a media center in South Africa. But I don't know if this is about it. Independent media chairman serves speaking at the Global South Media, a think tank forum in Houghton, Johannesburg. So China has opened a media center in Johannesburg. I didn't go. I was very busy with wasting my time. And then let's see what else is happening here. Amazing offer that I told you about. Google and YouTube are going to be paying 688 million cash to all the big media houses inside of South Africa for losing share. And AI companies are also going to be paying. So that is amazing. And then let's see if there's anything else here of interest. Amazing South Africa. You can see that story, how big it is. Google and YouTube, that story is very, very big. And then let's look at McPherson calls for the overhaul of building regulations to fast-track infrastructure delivery. Amazing. South Africa is going into a construction boom because of what I just told you. There's nothing happening in terms of manufacturing. There's much happening in terms of production. MMEs are dead. So what is left is to go into the financial services, crypto. You're going to go into assets, into high interest, all those kind of things. That is where South Africa is going right now. Don't try to open a business. If you're in South Africa, you're going to lose your money. Try to go into what other big companies are going into, which is to go into investments, to put your money into other assets which grow in value. Don't be a hero. Don't try to open a business in South Africa. Unofira mahara. And then let's see if any of the newspapers are published. If they haven't, I'll be out of here. I'll go to my people. There is Manica Post. So Manica Post is here now. Let's go and look at it. It says, and I'm going to quickly look at the headline. Costly slow investment in timber. And then 32 new e-passports issued in Chipinge. And then 3 nights on veranda precede Fantau Dangabvora attack. So the brutal murder of a 36-year-old Dangabvora woman, Winnet Rafemoyo, by her husband, Brian Maputaire, in the early hours of Monday, is alleged to have been the culmination of a long-standing history of domestic violence between the couple, stemming from disputes over the proceeds of their vending enterprises. The victim, who was attacked on the head and died on the spot, is said to have had a pattern of physically confronting her husband, locking him out of the house at night, and had previously attacked him with an axe, with the matter having been reported at Angamvura police station. So sad, this story, to see adults fighting each other like this. And then Marymount Teachers College introduces new high schools. So go and check out this newspaper. It's doing so well. And then Mutare Teachers College, once they've got a tender for work integrated learning. So applications are invited from suitably qualified and experienced personnel to fill the underlisted lecturing positions. So if you want to be a lecturer, you can go over there at Mutare. And there's so much here to see. Okay, I think that's amazing. Let's look if the other newspapers have published. I don't know why they would publish late, because if I don't see the newspaper now, Yaka Lord, I won't see it again. I'm so busy. I don't have time to be looking at newspapers during the day. Do you know that there used to be newspapers in every city? That has ended. Zimbabwe used to have a newspaper in every city. But Herald, very disappointing to see the Herald publishing so late. They should be publishing early, not late. So it's bad for them to do this. In fact, let me see if it's not just me who is late. You see, it's them, it's not me. And then let's look at our people. We're going to go to Facebook. So in Facebook, I've got a number of people that I follow very closely. And you can see Wicknell over here. As I said, guys, say yes if I should take and no if I should not take it. Let's start with Minnie. I like Minnie. She's amazing. Let's look what she's saying today. So Minnie is one of my favorite people. Today we are blessed to receive Archbishop Robert Christopher Ndlovu and his delegation at Chivhayo School and their farm. Let's see who is on this picture. We've got on the left one of the bishops, and then we've got another bishop, and then we've got another bishop, and then we've got Minnie, and we've got Vice President General retired CGTN Chiwenga over here. It's very rare to see him in a picture with Minnie. In fact, I haven't seen him in a picture with Minnie for a very, very long time. Amazing stuff, and I like this school. I'll be there very soon. I want to come and teach AI. So one day I'm going to go and teach AI. One day, kids, I teach the kids AI. And then you must vote for Lishanda. She currently has 29.1 votes. And then she's outstanding with the DR Congo having 115,000 votes. I told you what is the problem. I don't know how to download the wallet. I was going to vote. And then let's go to who is Madam Boss? I like it. Madam Boss, one of my people. Let's see what she's saying now. I want to see pictures. That's Royko. No, Sansoya. What is Sansoya? I don't know Sansoya, but guys, I've been in Zimbabwe a long time. Like the last time I was in Zimbabwe was 2 years ago. When I went to meet some people. So I had never eaten Sansoya. So maybe one day I'll get a packet. And then let's go to Chido. This lady has got a beautiful hairstyle. I cannot get over her hair. Let's see what she's saying here. Nothing today. And then let's go to SADC. What is SADC saying today? SADC is our regional body. SADC Institution Essay Competition 2026. If you like to write essays, go and write your essay. And then President Dumaboko over here. What is he saying? He's saying Star Rally Friday 14 November 2025 with Duma Gideon Boko, Comrade President Joseph Tokyo Modise. They are going to be speaking at a rally at Sabong at 1100 hours. Amazing stuff. Look at that haircut. President Duma Boko has got the best haircut ever. I like it. And then let's go to President Hakainde Hichilema. You see, there are presidents who post every day. Like there's no day when they don't post. Their people are blessed. When you see your president talking to you, they even comment. Like Minnie, if you write a comment, Minnie will reply you. So this is the last post that he did with the billionaire. here. So they had a big meeting here. That is President Hakainde Hichilema and the Nigerian billionaire Dangote. So he's sharing the pictures. I shared with you the talk that was given by Dangote. Amazing stuff. It's like when you're in Zambia, that office is as if, you see, people come to him. People come to President Hakainde Hichilema. It's very rare for him to go to people because he's always so busy. People come to President Hakainde Hichilema. He's amazing. People love him. And don't listen to lies about people not loving President Hakainde Hichilema. That is lies. It is mischievous to think that anyone can beat President Hakainde Hichilema in an election. That is crazy. It's not possible. President Hakainde Hichilema is always going to win until he finishes 2 terms. And then we've got this situation of Wicknell. It has been explained that Wicknell was not allowed to meet Dangote at ZANU-PF. You can go to ZANU-PF platforms. He only went there and the protocol did not allow him. So he is not at the caliber of the business people who were talking there. Wicknell is on our side. Me and Wicknell, we are at Murambinda and Dangote is in Harare. So Wicknell, ndakamirira yangu, go and see Victor. Go and see Victor. Ndatamburamana nika battered 1988 Toyota Etios. Saka ndakamirira mota yangu. Ndakawana call from one wa Wicknell wachiti wa Gambakwe wakuti matambura neka mota kenyu tokupai yenyu. Ini ndoda Hilux Hilux wakomana. So that is what happened. He could not get into the meeting, and then people are laughing at him, including Matigari here. People say Matigari is Anuzanu. They say that it's him. So I don't know. And then let's go to other things. I want to quickly look at other things. Chamisa is my homeboy. I like him. In fact, from my village, Chamisa's village, if I wake up in the morning, we're going to have breakfast together. Still standing, this photo was taken at the formative stages of the movement in 1999 in the countryside with retired Colonel Mudzingwa, the late Isaac Matongo, and the late President Morgan Tsvangirai. The journey has been challenging, painful, and full of trials. Yet, by the grace of God, I am still standing. There must be a purpose in the call to be here. To his sure promise, God will bring to completion what he has begun. He who started a good thing is faithful to complete it. These Egyptians, you see no more. God is in it. God is in it. I don't think people like Chamisa's biblical things. 46,000. His tweets about himself don't get much engagement. Look when he talks about political issues. 215,000. 117,000. When he talks about himself, Chamisa gets very low engagement. So what Chamisa needs to do is to do more political stuff. People want him to launch and do well. So Chamisa, you know what the people are saying to you. It's open. It's open and showing you what the people want. People want you to talk politics. They don't want you to talk about yourself. And then let's go back and see the Herald is here. I really want to see the Herald newspaper because it's got new stories every time. And I don't want to miss out on those important stories in the Herald newspaper. Because if I miss out, I miss out. And it's not nice. So they still haven't published, still sleeping. So said, Chronicle, let's see if Chronicle is here. Chronicle still sleeping. Guys, I have to go. I cannot wait for these guys to publish. When they do publish, I'll be back and we'll see them when we see them. So in fact, let me see if I'm not wrong. Because I've got 2 platforms. So I buy newspapers from 2 different places. So that if one day I don't have newspapers here, I go on the other side. So that is me. I am always on top of the news. If you cough, I see you. if you cough, I see you. And most of you are like, Gambakwe, why are you not talking about my hair? I will talk about it soon. I'll talk about it soon. But the person that has disappointed me in terms of the constitutional court applications is WOPO. WOPO has misdirected people in terms of the constitutional court applications, and it's making us hard to challenge Mnangagwa in court. And I'm very disappointed because most times, if you don't have anything to say about something, just leave it. Don't talk. Like you don't have to talk about everything. So in the case of the constitutional court application, we have taken the Mnangagwa to court, and there is no day when you say you must take the president to court on this day. Otherwise, if you don't take him on that day, you're going to lose. That's not true. So this discussion about whether to take Mnangagwa now or later has created confusion. Yesterday, you've seen Mkoma More Precision Mzazi talking to Blessed Mhla. That was one of the most powerful interviews I've ever seen. Go and watch it. You understand the constitution and the people who drafted it. Mkoma More Precision drafted the constitution. It was part of COPAC. He knows what happened during COPAC. He was with the Trangirai. So before Chamisa, Mkoma Precision, More Precision was with the Trangirai. He is from the same village as Morgan Trangirai. And he even helped to draft the global political agreement between Morgan Trangirai and Mugabe. So these kind of people, you can't just say Munu Wezan just because you don't know someone. Sit back and relax. And someone with a big platform like Oppo, you must be responsible. You must not name call people that he doesn't know. This man is very passionate about change in Zimbabwe, and we need to respect him. We need to respect Mkoma More Precision. I like Mkoma More Precision. When I saw him and talked to him, I was impressed with the energy that he's got. He's a great asset to our country. Good job, Mkoma More Precision. One of the best people in our country. I like you, and I respect you, and I appreciate you for all the work that you've done. Pasine vanu vanotuka vamwe, pasine vanu vanonyeba kuti vanhu vamwe ndiwe ZANU. And especially when people fight Hopo on his statements and views, he's always saying, inini, I've got my views, I don't have to follow anyone, what, and it. And yet when someone is doing something, he's quick to say, Munwe ZANU. Iwo uri munhu wechi. What is Hopo? What is his party? Why is he calling other people ZANU when people are trying to make things work? Why is he saying Maniwa Munwe ZANU? Mkoma More Precision, he's got a clear history in terms of constitutional making in Zimbabwe. And he has approached everyone. And those statements by Hopo are making it hard for him to get help. To photocopy last week, you know how much it cost to photocopy in Zimbabwe? He needed $40 to photocopy last week. I send him everywhere. Mkoma indayapa munozama, indayapa munozama, indayapa munozama. Arukutadza photocopy. Kuma lawyers arukutadza kuwana help. Can't get help because Hopo has said he's a ZANU project. Why don't you guys just keep quiet? If you don't have anything to say, nyararai, because Muruk affect all these things that happen. It's terrible. And if you listen carefully to what he's saying in the interview with the Blessed Mhla, there is a case. That is why the Constitutional Court has accepted it. I have gone into that case to give it publicity. As soon as I got into that case has been getting publicity. It was there before I got in there, but the reason why I got there was to give it publicity. And the Pasina Mnangagwa, ne 2030 yake. Pasinayo. Pasinayo Mnangagwa, ne 2030 will never accept 2030. Even ukandipa motor, Victor, I will never accept 2030. Chigananda. Right, I think we've covered it. Where is Mdarageza? Where is Mdarageza? It's important for us to know. This is a legend. Where is he? We need to know. All right, I think we've covered it. Let's go to our sponsor. Our sponsor is Inve. Thank you guys for supporting me. A lot of you have been buying. So I would like to ask you guys to buy each one of our specials. So in the UK, we've got 2 packets. The only genuine 2 packets here. So you buy one, you get one free. You will never get this deal anyway. It's original. And if you buy Inve and you do this, there must be no way open. When you buy Inve, buy the original thing from Gambakwe. WhatsApp me and let us send it to you for free by DHL 2 for 1 free in the UK, and I've been giving free specials to my usual customers in Australia and New Zealand. If you miss this special, you are done. The only place where we're not sending is the United States because of the tariffs. So the tariffs are so high, and we're failing to cope with the 25% tariffs that they're charging us. So please buy your packet, support us so that I get to fly up and down. I need to sell 100 packets a month to get paid. So last month I didn't get paid. Let's make it happen, guys. Titongwe Nema Salad. Then, as I said, I will no longer be attending court cases. So Nyoka Mabunu court is on Monday. I'm no longer flying from Cape Town to attend cases in Johannesburg. Let me tell you what happens if I don't attend your court case. If I don't attend your court case, you are not going to get the necessary coverage, because in Zimbabwe we'll give you more coverage. We're going to cover you. We're going to cover people that come to your court case. We're going to cover opinions the whole week. We're going to be talking about it. So if you saw the court case that I covered this week, we covered it from Monday. I go to the place where the thing happened. I give you opinions. I go and I keep it in front of the people. If I don't do it, you won't get that coverage. If I don't cover events, you are nobody. In Zimbabwe, unasara usinaka na munhu wani zvake. Unasara iwe nemukadzi wako. So Nyoka Mabhunu's case, the reason why I won't go there are some people that take the opportunity to threaten my safety when I go to these things. I am not going to be in a place where my safety is threatened, especially by Munanoshanda Mpraz. So when I went to this place last time, Nyoka Mabhunu, there were all sorts of strange characters they milling around, and some of them hanging around my car. Some of them blocked me. I had to wait for more than an hour after they blocked my car with their car. So this is crazy. I'm no longer going to do court cases. I will leave these guys to do their own thing. Whatever happens, happens. Similarly, I will now only be focusing on the people that actually care about me and what I say, not people that think they are more important than any other person. So pass now. Pass now. Right, let's look at the comments. Munwese, where's ZANU Gambakwe? That you know. Yes, ZANU-PF. Because you are hate because Job is out of. Who is Job? Tendai Matongera. Before we started covering Job, who was covering Job? I covered Job for 4 hours in Johannesburg. Who was covering Job? Which Zimbabwean media was present when I covered Job? When I went to his court case, which Zimbabwean media was there? In Pretoria on the first hearing. Which media was there in the second hearing? I fly from Cape Town, take my own money, and go into plane to cover this man. So listen very carefully. The Gambakwe media has over 100,000 people a day. When you are covered by me, you get ahead, not only in Zimbabwe, but internationally. Havana following now. Job doesn't have a following. Let me tell you, he's got no following this man that can make me live where I am right now to go and cover Job. He's got no ideology, no party. If he does his thing in Harare, you saw his thing which he did with the Tendai bit. He's got no following. Don't make me angry. Don't make me angry. Because in Job does not have that big following. Job akuterwa. We are trying to support him. When Job came out of jail, no one wanted to cover Job. We started covering Job when he came here, and I went to Johannesburg where he was launching his books. Before that, no one was going to his book launches. You have never seen a 4-hour video of Job. So Msati Dadiri, personally, do you think that I'm not angry at you? I'm not angry at you because I have got so much love for you guys. I have been running my media house since 2010. That is 15 years. Before most of the young guys that you know now were running media. When I go to a place, when I live here and I go to Zambia, I live here and I go to Botswana. I live here, I go to the United States. I live here, I go to Joburg. When I go to Joburg, I look for job. I'm told, guys, in the notice where job was parked. So that 220 CCTV, I go there 2 times. I was talking to this family, Mdara Tema. So when I first met Mdara Tema, they told me could job had been framed. And they told me the name of the people that framed the job. So they said, no, the way they framed them, they were in such and such a place. We agreed that I was going to go and check the footage, panel footage here the next day, so that we make sure that it gets cleared. I'm the person that went there. So one thing I can tell you, and let me read this comment. Media is allowed to cover in news, top 3 in Gambakwe cover. Let me tell you something. I'm not going to cover job. I'm not lying to you. I'm not going to cover job. I'm not going to cover Nyoka Mabunu. These guys can go because what they do, they feel like I'm trying to get viewership or coverage. When I'm covering you, my media was stopped. I can't work because I have left. I don't just run Gambakwe media. I run other media. So when I leave and I fly to Johannesburg, I'm wasting 2 hours on the flight. I'm wasting money. I'm no longer doing my work that I'm supposed to be doing. And I'm not selling my products. Musati dadire kana tikupa media coverage. Media coverage is gold. Ukaona usinga appreciate media coverage. Wakapusa. That's the summary I can give you. Wakapusa. Kana usinga kwanza ku appreciate media coverage. Media coverage is how you build a brand. You are building a brand. Not these funny guys that are walking around you telling you, this media and this ZANU. Vanhu veZANU ngavarowe. Ungarowe munhu weZANU zera rako iroro. Ungamurowe munhu weZANU. Unoziva ZANU kuti inotyisa sei? ZANU inotyisa. Hapana munhu weZANU wamungarowe. Munorova isusu vanhu vatori kubatsirai. Munyeberwa neZANU. You got poor intelligence. Poor intelligence is when you are told kuti munhu uyu ndewe ZANU. ZANU make sure that you don't get the coverage you require. They planned that information so that you alienate your friends. That's poor intelligence. And you don't even apologize. Makanya, you don't apologize. You walk around proud of yourself. I'm telling you, because to rule this country, to take over in Zimbabwe, you need to bring everyone with you. So you need to bring everyone with you. If you don't bring everyone with you, I'm Itongi, Zimbabwe. You know Chisa? There's no country like Zimbabwe. You know Chisa is not Chisa. Because it's a country with so much wealth. Zimbabwe's got so much wealth. It's so tiny. The reason why Anesu John vakauya kuZimbabwe set up pamasvingo, it's spiritual and you don't get it. And anyway, I think I've talked too much. Ndapedza nemi vanhu vaJob. Ngadadire nini here vanhu vaJob. Manyatsozvifunga here vanana Job kudadira inini kutuka inini kuti munouraya inini kuvhura muromo kuti iwe mauri panapa unoziva here kuti unofa. Kufa kupi pamana? Kufa kupi muSouth Africa kunonzi unoziva here kuti unofa iwe. All right, I think I've covered it. Ndapedza nemi. Let's go to other things. I want to go back. I have seen so much in my life. I have sat with Dumizo Dabengwa, the late. I have sat with Mami Juru. I have sat with so many people who are high up in power. And what I can tell you is one day you're up here, the next day you're down there. But one thing is in common. Our country needs a solution and we need to provide leadership. Without leadership, we are nothing. We are a laughing stock in the region. When you see the South Africans helping you, when you see all these other people clapping hands for you, it's because they want you to do well. That is where we are as a country. We want our country to do well. That is why we're spending so much time on this. I'm so sad that the Herald is not published, but I have to go. I'll see you guys soon. Let's see other comments here. Gambakwe msanire kuita zvakanaka endai kesi yanyoka. I don't want to ndizosvika ndichibatwa. So the biggest problem I have inini security yangu haina kuita security yema politicians. So what happens is CIOs are my brothers there. They are okay. There's no problem. The problem is guys who I don't know who they are. So when I start feeling kuti now there's a point where unknown people are coming around me, then it becomes a problem. Like what happened yesterday, I'm live and some unknown person comes and starts to say stop going live. Then that is crazy. Gambakwe is funded by Chivhayo. Chivhayo was just very Wicknell. We only fund Osha. People are saying I'm funded by you. Right now, Mumbawangu, do you think I've eaten? Or do you know if I've eaten? Morning, guys. What I've learned is yes, I can be wrong. You can't be a journalist and a politician running for this school. That's my thinking. Yes, we're going to give you an answer on Sunday. Ukoma, Ule Shengwe, Masbuko, we're going to give you an answer on Sunday. Gambakwe is still speaking about these interviews. Dara ask it exclusive questions and ZANU will know your plan and your way forward. It's tricky. Yes, Gambakwe, guys, let's have love for our country. Let's love for people. And media is critical. How many media houses are there in Zimbabwe now? Mnangagwa has bought everything. Gambakwe, Rumbi, and probably, who is the other one? Are the only two media that are left right now, which are publishing consistently. The rest, Rigananda, Blessed is working for someone. That newspaper was bought from Mnangagwa by Mnangagwa for 6 million. All those newspapers, the Standard, Newsday, they bought them and then they brought them to the ground. They no longer publish. If you look at media right now, if you don't have Gambakwe News, if you don't have someone like Rumbi, you don't have political news. If these guys manage to crush us, so they lie to you, Kuti, your problem is Gambakwe, your problem is Rumbi. What you're going to do is in 2 years, you're not going to have Gambakwe. So you won't know what's going on. Unosarani to my newspaper, to Sinabasa. Do you think a president of a country will go and watch, let's say, Kulend? Zotonzi president wenyika ari kuwacha Kulend kana kuti kuwacha 0.5. Do you think a president of a country will go and watch that? They won't watch because this is mahumbwe. Then there are newspapers where you can't see the person talking. I've told you in the past, if you see someone talking and you can't see that person's face, it's Mnangagwa. So do you think you can have anything Chinem Sorepa? What I'm saying to you, we need a strong media and we mustn't destroy our own media. Inini, when Job was at varsity and Chamisa, I had Mukomana Ainzi, Marvelous Mushayabas. Angari Musem SRC Nana Job Scala. Nana uyu akazoshaya. Uyu anuzanu. Remember Jongwe. Jongwe. Nana akazena UK. 1 hour. They were at the use it. Inini kunast. I was running the media ye SRC. I had Mukomana Anonzi Musavaya. Njamzi Musavaya. Tatina Musavaya, Anatomy Joe. All these guys. We opened a newspaper in the Nast Observer. Who used it, there was a student newspaper. Who Nast, there was a student newspaper. I was running the student newspaper at Nast. These guys, what they've done, they went into politics. We stayed in media. But what we need to do, we need to take power. I've told you guys, if you don't take power, apana zoneita. Unoskera uchikwama. Unozikwama. Uchishauta. Uchisungwa. Uchigara mjere 500 days. Without taking power, you never do anything. You need to take power. That is what you need to do. And right now, there's no one with the capacity to take power. As we speak right now, among these guys, the reason why they don't have capacity to take power is that they don't have an ideology and they are not able to organize themselves. Tendai BT, Job Scala, I criticized them heavily here last week. Ibo Mandaza. Do you know who Ibo Mandaza is? I've told you guys, amuzi Ibo Mandaza emini. Ndino muzia Ibo enini. Ndakamtaurira ari ZANU okubulawayo. Mubvunzei last week. Yimunza uti amuzi Ibo emini. Amuzi. So when you look at me and you see me sitting here, you think, this guy is simple. I am here because we want to transform our country. It's 6 o'clock. I need to go. Guys, I need to go. Dr. Ranyai, Feather. So, without taking power, we are doing our people a disservice. Kutambizangua, I took it. All right. I'd like to thank all of you for watching. I've vented hard enough because I've been sitting here for 15 years. And then also, as I said, I won't go to any more trials. People vakaposa steric. Vanonyivirwa nezanu kuti muvengi wako uyu. Unopoindirwa muvengi wako nemuvengi wako. Oh man, that's poor intelligence. I hate it. Okay, I'd like to thank all of you for watching. I'll see you guys later on when President Hakainde Hichilema arrives in our country. Our main story is that Kembo Mohadi has snatched the wife of Prophet Evidence Chari. Saka, that is that. And then we got a big thing happening today with President Hakainde Hichilema in Zimbabwe, my favorite president. And a good day to you all.